The first couple of months on YouTube is where it tests you the most. And if you can make it to the 3-month stage, I promise you, you're less likely to quit. I just want to share my experience of being on YouTube for 3 months and how I really feel like you shouldn't quit right now, especially if you're a beginner on YouTube. So I just want to go through exactly how the first couple of months were. The first couple of weeks, completely awkward, terrible. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just literally recording and just uploading. Didn't really have a structure. I was testing things out. I don't even think I was testing things out. I just didn't know what I was doing. I was just doing what felt right. I felt extremely awkward. My confidence on camera was just, I had no confidence. It just felt impossible. To be honest with you, that was the hardest point, the first couple of months, because it's very quiet. You have nobody commenting on your videos. You have very, very little subscribers. And it just feels like you're not getting anywhere. And that's the hardest thing when it comes to motivation, because that is the time when it's the quiet phase. This is what I've called it now. It's just the quiet phase of YouTube, being on like month 1 and month 2. That is the hardest point to push through completely. That's the point that I was questioning everything. Should I continue? Because literally it's going to get, a couple of views. There's going to be 0 subscribers from that video. There's going to be no comments. And I kind of felt like, what was the point of carrying on? But I know I still have low views on this channel. And there are points where, I'm very transparent about that, where I literally will have 11 views, sometimes 10 views on a video, and it will just stop. The thing is, my last few videos this week, I'm just going to pop up my stats. They've been doing quite well. I have changed things up, which I will discuss on my live on Sunday, because this is the experimental stage. Why not try something new? And it seems like views are not doing too bad. The engagement is quite good as well. Views are still low, but they're not as low as they used to be. And it just, when you hit this 3-month mark, things start to change. Okay, I'm not on 1,000 views, or hundreds of views at the moment, but I feel like there's just a massive shift. And if you make it up until this point, I promise you, things are going to feel different. You're going to have a completely different perspective on YouTube 3 months in than you did in month 1 or month 2. The first few videos were really exciting, because nerve-wracking but exciting, because you think, I'm going to get all these views, and then you hit that disappointment where it's like, I got 1 view, what happened? But if you push through those really awkward first couple of months, I promise you things are going to look so different when you get to 3 months. I've done videos on all of this about feeling cringe, about everything like that, but I've got a little bit more clarity as to what I'm doing, who I'm speaking to, who my audience is. I feel way more confident when I'm speaking on camera. Things are less scripted. I'm not following a script. I'm following some bullet points like I am today. And I feel like I've just got a better understanding of YouTube and what I'm doing. Whereas when I think back to month 1 and month 2, I was like really, really winging it. And don't get me wrong, I don't know everything, and I'm still learning. I'm still going to continue to learn. But it just feels really different month 3. And that's why I feel like people just quit right before they're going to start to feel a little bit more comfortable, right before they're going to start to see a little bit more growth, a little bit more engagement. Their views are possibly going to go up a little bit more as well. And I feel like this is like the critical stage, like just get to month 3. Just take it in steps and just be like, first I need to reach that 3-month stage. Once I get to that point, then reevaluate everything, look at how you're feeling towards YouTube, look at your channel, and then I promise you will want to continue. Okay, I think the major thing in this is that you start to see small signs of growth. So month 3 now, I'm starting to see a little signs of growth. There's little glimmers of hope there that things are working and I'm reaching, YouTube are finding my audience. The algorithm is doing something, and it's kind of like it understands what I'm doing, it understands who my audience is. And I think that's another thing to take away, is that we need to really realize that the algorithm, when you're a new beginning YouTuber, they have no idea who your videos are for, no idea who your audience is. And to be honest with you, as a beginner YouTuber, we kind of have, I had no idea who my audience is. I've only kind of just figured that out. I'm going to be really, really honest with you. If we don't even know who our audience is, how can we expect the algorithm to know? So basically, we need to give time for the algorithm to figure out who we are, who we're trying to target, who our intended audience is. And once we give it an opportunity, that's not going to be a day, it's not going to be a week, it's not even going to be a month. And I feel like if you give it 3 months, the algorithm is showing me that it is starting to understand who my audience is. So I hope that gives you a reason why you should just continue on your YouTube journey. So really the first few months are not about results. Okay, month one, if you know, as a beginner, I wish I had this mindset and someone had told me, month one, month two, just see it as you're not going to get any results. It's literally just you feed in the algorithm, you figuring out what you're doing, you kind of experimenting, trying different styles, different thumbnail styles, different titles, you know, all of this stuff, different video ideas. It's like the practice stage of everything. If someone had told me that, I would feel less likely to quit. And there was many times I said to my husband, I was like, what is the point of continuing when I'm getting like one view on this video? And then it will reach like 10 views in 2 months' time. So if someone had told me that, I would have had that mindset and I would have been like, oh, okay, that's okay, it's supposed to happen. That's why I really want to encourage you and tell you to just stick at it, because things look really different month 3 than they do in the first couple of months. So literally the first 3 months are all of those things, and it's also just about being consistent. So the more consistent we are, this is what I'm realizing, and it's not, I will discuss this on Sunday on the live, it's not about being consistently posting at the same day of every week, the same time of every week. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean consistently uploading. So let's say you aim for that one video a week, that you actually do deliver on that one video a week. I think that's key, and that's really important. And it's not just because of the algorithm, it's about ourselves. That's the only way that we're going to develop on YouTube, and our talking styles, our storytelling styles, our like everything. That's the only way we're going to develop, is by being consistent. So this is a little mini challenge I'm setting you, and if you are feeling like you're ready to quit, you're on month 1, you're even a couple of weeks in, you could even be you're just your first upload in, and you're not seeing the results, please bear in mind exactly what I've been through and my YouTube journey so far, that this is normal. It's very normal with the low views. It's very normal to feel very doubtful, self-doubt, feeling really, not feeling confident. Basically, imposter syndrome, everything come up. It's so normal. If you didn't feel that, I would actually feel like, that would actually be out of the norm. That wouldn't be normal. But if you're feeling that, it's so normal, and you can reach the other side. Like we're getting there. I don't even feel like we're there. So obviously 3 months in, I'm such a beginner here on YouTube, but I feel like there's just a massive shift that I've realised happen, and I just can't wait to say, guys, we've made it to a year on YouTube, and this is how it feels. And forget the monetization part of it all. Just this is what we've learned. This is what I've learned, and this is how it feels, and it's amazing. Like, I can't wait to get to that point, because already it feels so good reaching the 3 month mark. So obviously there's no pressure, but I do challenge you to at least make it to 3 months. Be consistent in those 3 months if you can. Don't try not to overcomplicate things. Try to, if you can, just 1 video a week. That'd be fantastic. You can do 1 upload a week. Be very intentional about improving every single week. I really hope that this has given you some kind of hope and it's shown you that just make it to those 3 months. Make it to the 3 month mark. Comment down below how you're feeling. Check in again on this video in 3 months' time, and it will just, trust me, it will just be so worth it getting to this point. As always, thank you so much for watching. It's been an amazing 3 months. I cannot thank you enough for watching, for joining this journey. The next big milestone, I suppose, is going to be like 6 months, hitting that. Thank you for joining me on this 1 year journey that I'm on. And remember, 1 year, it's not going to stop. So who knows where we're going to be in 1 year, and what the channel's going to look like, and where your channel will end up as well. I'm really hopeful that it's going to just do amazingly well and keep growing. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the live on Sunday. Bye.